the potential for a terminal rate to be maybe higher than what folks have already guided to. Steve Matthews joining us right now to talk a little bit more about what Bostic told him. Put this in context for us, and we should point out Bostic isn't a voting member, but he talks about the idea that his base case is still around 5.1, but it could be higher based on some of the latest data we got. What did he say?
Yeah, that's right, Romaine. He said he was really surprised and just really taken aback by the numbers that came out on Friday, that, you know, the momentum in the labor market is just much stronger than expected. And he said, you know, you can't take one report. I mean, this is similar to what every Fed official says. You can't overemphasize any single report. But he says if that's confirmed by additional reports that show the economy is stronger than they expect, then you could easily be looking at an additional rate hike and that a higher peak rate. And that's something that you know, that is really on his mind. He said the first and second quarter of this year could be stronger than expected. You know, the Fed's forecast is for growth to be about 0.5% for the full year. And, you know, it certainly seems like the strong labor market might be inconsistent with their forecasts.
Another thing he mentioned, which I thought was really interesting, is that as everyone looks at the path of the Fed's rate hikes, people are thinking that since the Fed tapered down from 75 basis points to 50 basis points to now 25 basis points, that it'll stick with 25 or eventually just stand pat. Bostic brought up the possibility that the Fed could go back up to a 50 basis point interest rate increase, didn't he?
Yeah, he said he was supportive of the move last week to move down to a quarter point, but that, you know, for the future, all options ought to be on the table. You know, he said what people need to understand is as they move into this new phase that is very much data dependence, that they need to be able to consider a wide range of options, so that in his view, you know, 50 is certainly, while not his base case and not something that he's pushing for, it's something that at least is an option that's out there.